Hey, it's Leo here with the Extra Mile. It's good to see you. And it's good to be seen. You hear me now? Listen. I had an interesting experience yesterday. Taking notice of a tragic situation from afar. So let me set it up for you real quick. I happen to be intrigued by a clip on YouTube. And the reason I was intrigued by it was Dr. Tony Evans, who I follow periodically, was part of this clip. But also there was a young lady who seemed to be moderating the conversation. And I don't follow her, but I've been intrigued by some of her work. Her name is Priscilla Shirer. She's a speaker as well as known for the War Room movie that she was in. And so I'm intrigued, and I go into the video and find out that she's Tony Evans' daughter. I say, okay, this is interesting. I didn't know that. Well, I was further intrigued because they were talking about the loss of a relative on last year, and this clip was back in 2018 when the loss took place. And the relative was Dr. Tony Evans' niece and his children's cousin, of course. And she was 38 years old, had 4 girls, a set of twins, and 2 older daughters. And her husband had been married at the time for 15 years and 1 month. And her heart just stopped beating suddenly. Did a little research, more so my wife did, and found out that that's actually called sudden cardiac arrest. So I'm listening to them talk about how they're handling the situation, how, you know, their cousin Jonathan and the 4 girls are handling it and all of that. And I was compelled to observe 2 things. One, the fact that this tragedy really caused me to think about the similarities in their situation as far as being married 15 years, daughters, age of winter. My wife is actually currently 38. We've been married almost 13 years. We have 2 girls. So there's some similarities that cause me to resonate with it. And cause me to consider how much do I really value this person in my life that is closer to me than anyone else. And I've certainly grown in valuing my wife and the relationship we have more. But that right there just really caused me to take it to another level. But the second observation that I gained, which was external and yielded personal awareness, was the fact that there was no regret being mentioned about the relationship that any of these folks had with Winter. Even when I saw a later clip of her husband and those cousins, Tony Evans' children, together and talking about where the work that Winter started was going to be going. The work is called For Girls Like You. I mean, nobody talked about I regret this or I regret that. Everybody was talking about, man, how much they appreciated the time they had, the life they lived with her, and the life she lived with them. And it made me think, when tragedy happens, wouldn't it be so much better if we're like, man, I'm glad, I'm happy about this. This was so exciting. I'm going to miss this, rather than, man, I wish I would have. Or, man, I didn't get the opportunity to do this or that. Well, here's what I'm trying to say. If you're sitting on something, like I have been as well, that should be of value to others, if you've not valued the people in your life as you should value, if there's benefit that you need to extend and you haven't, stop sitting on it. Stop sitting on it and get to work, so that when tragedy strikes or when something happens that you hadn't expected, life is lost, or somebody passes on, or somebody is sick, you actually have no regret about what you did to contribute value, benefit, inspiration, and enrichment. So, when tragedy strikes, what will you do? Will you have regrets? Or will you have vivid remembrances of wonderful opportunities that were leveraged, unlocked, maximized, taken advantage of to really add value to the lives of others? This has been Leo with the Extra Mile. Until next time, take care.